Good evening, and this is Danielle Gove from Delaware State University, and I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be a part of this program, to even getting my video out there in the application process. For the first question, I'd like to answer why did I choose Pearson Student Advisory Board? And the answer is pretty simple. I learned that the organization was about bettering education for students, and doing so, you can get your voice heard and get experience handling situations with executives and being a part of an initiative that is all about the students in colleges and getting a better education all around. Um, the second question is why me? And again, it's a simple answer of I'm a student who is dedicated to getting her education and facing all the adversities that come with it. I am a leader in everything that I do in my classes for ROTC, where I am going to be a commissioned officer for the United States Army. I am a class lead for that. In rugby, I am a candidate to becoming a team captain because I am good at being a leader. I am disciplined, and even in school, I'm on time. I take efficient notes. I obtain a 4.0 GPA, and I'm always on time to my classes, and I dedicate myself to the classes. I sit front row. That way, if I have any questions, I can ask them. And I'm always about setting goals and achieving them, not only going to the top, but exceeding them as well. For the third question, it was a challenge that we faced and how we faced it and what we learned from that experience. And fortunately for me, I haven't had any challenges within school itself because, again, I keep myself disciplined and I study and take notes. And with that, my challenge comes from when I was working before school at a dealership and a customer came in who had a problem with their plate. They had called before, and I had forwarded their call to the title clerk, and the title clerk gave a brief and broad explanation of why it had happened and how they were going to fix it, and never gave a timeline of when it would be done. So, a week or so later, the customer came in complaining that their issue still hadn't been resolved, and being the first face that the customer saw as the receptionist, I had to settle them and explain to them how we could fix this today, and we could at least get an answer of when it could be solved. So I told the customer to have a seat in the waiting area, and I would go upstairs personally and get the title clerk to bring her down to explain everything that was going on and how she could fix it, and if anything had come up of it, we'd be able to fix that for her. So I went upstairs to the title clerk, who was very busy with the day itself with the cars being sold, and she said that she didn't want to come down to speak to the customer, and she wanted me to be the middleman to explain how the problem would be solved. And I spoke to the title clerk and said it'd probably be best that she went and spoke to the customer and not me, because she was one that held the responsibility of how things were handled. She knew the process ins and outs, and I'm sure this problem has happened before. So the title clerk came down and spoke to the customer, stating that her registration didn't match her plate due to something happening in the process and a plate being mixed with another customer's. And she told the customer that everything could be solved that day. We would get her a new registration, and we would get her another temp tag. That way she wouldn't get any tickets from not having a matching registration if she ever got her tags ran. So what I learned from that was facing difficulties and not jumping to the fact of, okay, she's mad at me because I'm the first face she sees. I went to the title clerk and explained to her what the problem was, how we could fix it, and helping this customer out, whether it being right then and there. But in life, you don't jump to conclusions. You think ahead, and you try to comfort, and you try to understand and keep yourself calm. And doing so, that's what we did with the customer. We fixed it all in a matter of minutes, and the customer's happy, and keeping that positive attitude is what's important when facing issues in the workplace, in life, in school, and in anything that you face with problems. And choosing me would be a great asset to your company, as I have a great amount of experience. I put myself up above everybody else, and I would be a great asset to the Pearson Student Advisory Board. Thank you. Have a great day.